Ephedra. This is an herbal extract that people used to take in dietary supplements to lose weight and boost their energy. When you swallow a pill containing ephedra, the active chemicals rush into your bloodstream and kick your central nervous system into overdrive. They force your blood vessels to constrict while simultaneously making your heart beat much faster. The visible effect was devastating. Instead of just shedding a few pounds, perfectly healthy people started collapsing from heat stroke, sudden heart attacks, and strokes. The danger became impossible to ignore in 2003 when a 23-year-old Major League Baseball pitcher named Steve Beckler died during spring training after using the supplement. The FDA officially banned ephedra in 2004, and the case still stands as a stark reminder that natural does not always mean safe. DMAA. DMAA is a synthetic stimulant that companies use to pack into pre-workout powders and weight loss pills. Originally created as a nasal decongestant back in 1944, supplement makers resurrected it decades later. To dodge regulations, they falsely marketed it as a natural extract from the geranium plant. When you swallow it, the chemical acts on your nervous system to tighten up your blood vessels. This sudden narrowing forces your heart to work in overdrive, sending your blood pressure through the roof. On the outside, you might feel a massive rush of energy and focus. But inside, that intense pressure can rupture blood vessels, leading to shortness of breath, brain hemorrhages, or even a sudden cardiac arrest. Even though the FDA banned it years ago, shady manufacturers still sneak DMAA into illegal fitness supplements today. Aristolochic acid. It is a chemical compound naturally found in certain climbing vines used in traditional herbal medicine. For centuries, people ground up these plants to treat arthritis and promote weight loss. But when you ingest this acid, it binds directly to your DNA and causes rapid mutations inside your cells. The result is a devastating condition originally called Chinese herbs nephropathy. The acid physically destroys your renal tissue. Your kidneys scar, shrink, and completely stop filtering waste from your blood. This triggers sudden kidney failure and aggressive urinary tract cancer. Doctors first noticed this in 1993 when over 100 women at a Belgian weight loss clinic suffered severe kidney destruction. It still matters today because, despite widespread bans, this toxic ingredient still sneaks into unregulated herbal supplements, putting people at risk of irreversible organ damage. Usnic acid. It is a natural chemical extracted from lichen, those crusty growths you see on rocks and trees. Back in the early 2000s, supplement makers put it into popular fat burner pills like Lipokinetics. The idea was that usnic acid would boost your metabolism by forcing your cells into overdrive to burn extra calories. But this process actually poisoned the liver by disrupting how it handles energy. When the liver started failing, people quickly turned yellow with jaundice. They suffered extreme fatigue and their liver enzymes skyrocketed. Healthy young adults suddenly went into total liver failure and needed urgent liver transplants just to survive. Even though it triggered an FDA warning in 2001, usnic acid still pops up in some alternative weight loss products today, making it a hidden danger you should always watch out for. Chaparral. This is a tough desert shrub, also known as the creosote bush, growing across the American Southwest. Native tribes originally used it to treat colds, but modern supplement companies started selling it as a powerful antioxidant and natural wellness cure. People took it hoping to fight off aging and disease. The problem is a chemical inside the plant called NDGA. When you swallow it, this compound severely disrupts how your liver cells process energy. Within weeks, your skin and eyes turn yellow with jaundice. You feel exhausted as your liver practically melts down, leading to irreversible acute liver failure that often requires an immediate organ transplant. Even though the FDA issued strong warnings back in the 1990s, this plant is still sometimes mixed into alternative wellness teas today. The DSHEA loophole. This is a law passed in 1994 called the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act. Before this law, the FDA had tighter control over health products, but DSHEA changed the rules. It created a special category for vitamins, minerals, and herbal extracts. Under this law, a company can bottle a new supplement and put it right on the store shelf. They do not have to run clinical trials. They do not have to prove to the FDA that the pills actually work, or even that they are safe. Instead, the burden of proof flips. The FDA has to wait until people actually get sick and then prove the product is dangerous before pulling it. This matters today because it leaves you, the buyer, to figure out if a pill is safe. Proprietary blends. A proprietary blend is a regulatory loophole created by the 1994 Dietary Supplement, Health and Education Act. It lets supplement makers group active ingredients on a label under one catchy name. They list the total weight and the ingredients inside, but they never tell you how much of each specific ingredient is actually in there. A company can pack a formula with a massive, potentially lethal dose of a cheap stimulant and just sprinkle in an expensive vitamin. On the bottle, it looks like a premium mix. Consumers swallow these pills having no idea they are ingesting dangerous amounts of hidden chemicals. This still matters because it keeps you completely blind to what you are swallowing. Pharmaceutical adulteration. This is what happens when companies sneak prescription drugs into over-the-counter dietary supplements. You buy a bottle labeled as a 100% natural weight loss aid or muscle booster. But somewhere in the manufacturing process, makers spike the powder with synthetic chemicals. For weight loss pills, they often use sibutramine, a drug the FDA banned in 2010 because it triggers heart attacks. For muscle builders, they slip in synthetic steroids. The result is a pill that works surprisingly fast, making you drop pounds or bulk up quickly. However, you also get dangerous side effects like a racing heart or liver damage without knowing why. This matters because between 2007 and 2016, the FDA flagged over 700 tainted supplements. It means that safe, all-natural label you trust might be a lie. Heavy metal toxicity. Heavy metal toxicity is what happens when dangerous elements build up inside your body. A lot of this comes from unregulated herbal supplements. Factories and mines often dump waste into the environment, contaminating nearby soil and water. When farmers grow herbs in this polluted dirt, the plants suck up lead, mercury, and arsenic right through their roots. Sometimes, manufacturers even add these metals on purpose during processing, following centuries-old traditional recipes. When you take these pills every day, the metals slowly accumulate in your organs and bones. Eventually, you might notice extreme stomach pain, constant exhaustion, memory loss, or even a weird blue line forming along your gums. This matters today because the global supplement industry is massive and largely unregulated, meaning that all natural pill could quietly be poisoning you. Third-party certification. This is an independent safety check for dietary supplements. Since the government does not test these products before they hit shelves, independent groups step in to do the job. The two biggest are USP, which has been standardizing medicine since 1820, and NSF. Here is how their process works. Scientists at these labs take random bottles of a supplement and break down the actual pills. They test the formula to make sure the ingredients inside perfectly match the outside label. They also run screens for dangerous contaminants like lead, mold, or hidden prescription drugs. If the product passes every single test, the manufacturer gets to put a small official seal on their bottle. Today, looking for that tiny stamp is the only reliable way you can avoid swallowing something fatal.